Hi, folks. This is Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. If you like what I'm about to say, and if you like the rest of my videos, make sure you hit that subscriber button. But I digress. As usual, I was looking over um, one of my favorite animators' work. His name is Ralph Bakshi. I always pronounce his name wrong. But Ralph is one of those old school animators who was famous for bucking the system back in the 60s. And the system that I'm talking about is the animation system. Bakshi was famous for going up against Disney, the big dog in that day. And while Disney said, well, you can't make animation on your own without the 9 old men, without our methods, without our studios, Ralph said, no. How many times can I make videos, or in his day, films of a cat chasing a mouse? I want to make my own independent films. And Ralph, being a New York guy, made films about the stuff that he knew about. New York City. Some of his most notable works: Fritz the Cat, Coonskin. Now, others, Heavy Traffic is another. Other films escape me. They all had this gritty New York feel. It's not for everybody, but if you are a New York guy like I am, you recognize immediately how truthful and unapologetic these films are. And so I began to think about the situation that our world is in today, politically, domestically, economically. It's a ball of confusion, like the Motown song says, ball of confusion. And as chaotic and violent and volatile as these times are, it's a great time to be a creative. And I'll tell you why. It's a great time because if you think about it, we have the elements of a truly epic story, and it's all there. Regardless of your political affiliation, whether you be Democrat, Republican, conservative, independent, there are discernible villains, heroes, traitors. I mean, it's all there. Okay? You've got racism, you've got fascism, you've got altruism, all of these different factions fighting for control over this big blue marble. And who's going to win? We don't know. Okay? But as a creative, whether you're an animator, whether you're an illustrator, whether you are a musician, we have the power to comment on these things. And so I would encourage you, as artists, to incorporate some of these themes into your work, and the results are going to be satisfying, and that's how your work becomes relevant to the next generation. Okay? And the great thing about it is you don't have to rack your brain to think of ideas, because the current situations are always there for you to comment on. So don't get discouraged about what's going on in the world. Use your talent, use your abilities as an artist, whether you draw, whether you dance, whether you sing, whether you do spoken word, whether you do rap, whatever you do as a creative, use that time. Use what's going on in this world and comment on it. And people who look at your work afterwards will definitely appreciate it. That's my caricature quick tip for today. This is Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant.